So in this lesson, we'll take a look at the use cases that will be used for the new consolidated sales and marketing system, which is our example from lesson 2. So as you can remember, there are 4 subsystems for this proposed system. There are sales, order fulfillment, customer account, and marketing subsystem. So as the work progressed, the analyst combined reports required by each subsystem into a 5th subsystem called the reporting subsystem. So in a system this size, since there are a lot of subsystems that will be involved, the analyst should organize the use cases by subsystem to help track which subsystem is responsible for each use case. The analyst should also identify which use cases involve more than one type of user. So it is important to recognize that this list of use cases will continue to evolve as the work progresses. Additional use cases will be added, some might be eliminated, some might be combined. It is helpful to immediately describe some of the details of each use case, preferably in one sentence. So, some examples of brief use case descriptions are shown here in this table. So, for example, for the use case create customer account, so the brief description for that is that the user or the actor enters new customer account data and the system assigns account number, creates a customer record, and creates an account record. So that is for this use case alone. So here, so for the CSML's sales subsystem, so here is a list of use cases for these subsystems alone, along with the users, the potential users for this subsystem. Take note that many use cases have more than one use case. So for example, for this subsystem, there is a use case called search for item, and these are the potential users that will be going to search for the item. And another one for the fulfillment subsystem. So this here, the use case for that and the actors for the particular use cases. So this is for the customer account subsystem. And for the marketing subsystem, so here is the these are the use cases. And for the reporting subsystem, these are the use cases and these are the actors. So again, you as the analyst, when a system has multiple subsystems, you should organize the use cases by subsystem so that you can track which subsystem is responsible for each use cases. So sometimes it is useful to create diagrams that visually depict use cases and how they are organized. So compared with just list of use cases, diagrams can give you a better representation of the use cases. So the use case diagram is a UML model to graphically show use cases and their relationships to actors. So recall that UML is Unified Modeling Language. It is a standard for diagrams and terminology for developing information system. So actor, the term actor is the UML name for an end user. And later we'll see what an automation boundary is, but for now it is a boundary between the computerized portion of the application and the users who operate the application. So you saw an example of a use case diagram in lesson 1. So in UML, the person is called an actor. An actor is always outside the automatic boundary. So the automatic boundary is this square right here, or maybe a rectangle if there's a lot of use cases later. So it's always outside of the boundary. So sometimes the actor for a use case is not a person. Sometimes it could be another system. So it could be a person, an end user, or another system. Or device, probably could be device also, that receives services from the system. So a simple stick represents the actor. The stick figure is given a name that characterizes the role of the actor. And the use case itself, right here, is represented by an oval with the name of the use case inside. So, as you can recall, this list right here of use cases are the um, names that you will need to put on the oval. So a use case is represented by an oval, and the connecting line between an actor and the use case indicates that the actor is involved with that use case. So finally, this automation boundary, it defines the border between the portion of the application and the people operating the application. So it is shown as a rectangle containing the use case. So the actor's communication with the use case crosses the automation boundary. So in this example, the actor is a shipping clerk. So the role of the user here is he's the shipping clerk, and the use case is ship items. So remember that you can create your use cases from the business events that you have identified, and events on which events can be external, temporal, or state events. So here is an example of a use case diagram for the customer account subsystem. So a while ago, I've shown you the list of use cases for that subsystem, customer account subsystem. These are the list of the use cases, and these are the actors for the use cases. So instead of a list of this, we recast that into a use case diagram. So here, the customer service representative, and the store sales manager are allowed to access the system directly, and as indicated by the relationship lines, the three of them, each actor can access the use case, create and update customer account. So here also the customer can request friend link up and other use cases. But the management, so only a member of management can process an account adjustment. So as you can see here, the customer doesn't share this particular use case also with the store sales rep and the customer service representative. So there are many ways to organize use case diagrams. So one way is to show all use cases invoked by a particular actor. So this approach is often used during requirements definition because the system analyst may be working for a particular user and identifying all the functions that user performs with the system. So here's an example of that. It illustrates this viewpoint. So showing all the use cases involving the customer for the sales subsystem. So these are all use cases for this one actor right here. So for this example, it shows use cases involving the customer representative and the store sales representative for the sales subsystem. So you as an analyst can expand this approach to include all the use cases by other departments, so regardless of the subsystem, or all use case important to a specific stakeholders. Sometimes, during the development of a use case diagram, it becomes apparent that one use case might use the services of another use case. So for example, in the sales subsystem use case diagram, so the customer might search for an item, view product comments and ratings, view accessory combinations before beginning the fill the shopping cart. But while filling the shopping cart, the customer might also search for an item while view product comments and accessories. So therefore, one use case includes another use case. So this figure here shows a use case diagram emphasizing the aspect of the use case. So fill shopping cart also includes search for item, view product comments and ratings, and view accessory combinations. So the customer can view comments initially while carrying out the fill shopping cart use case. So the relationship between these use cases is denoted by a dash connecting line with the arrow that points to the use case that is included. So the relationship is read, for example, for this, fill shopping cart includes search for item, or fill shopping cart includes view accessory combinations. So take note that the word includes is enclosed with these signs, kilomets, in the diagram. So this is the way to refer to the stereotype UML. So it means that the relationship between one use case and another use case is a stereotypical includes relationship.